This is THV 11 News at 6.
We begin this half hour with developing news. Within the last few hours, a federal judge has permanently blocked a state law that required the 10 Commandments be displayed in every public school classroom. The judge says the law from last year amounts to government endorsement of Christianity. It immediately applies to 6 school districts, including Conway and Hot Springs Lakeside. The Attorney General's office says they plan to appeal. And with that, we thank you for joining us here at 6. I am Rolly Hoyt. Tonight in Jefferson County, some leaders say a new plan to give road crews a raise could come with a cost in the form of job cuts. The Quorum Court's taking up the topic as we speak. And as they do, THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky gives us a look into this latest budget battle in a county that's still struggling to make payroll.
We've told you for the past year how fed up Jefferson County residents are with the roads.
Every 6 months we're having to redo our front end.
And potholes.
Fix the road.
A move that would eliminate 4 positions.
I'm not against anybody getting a raise.
Justice of Peace Reginald Johnson says there's been a declining number of road department employees since Judge Robinson took office in 2019.
We had about 40 people in the road department, and now I believe it's 25 or maybe 28.
He says they can't afford to lose any more employees and that the county's roads still need repairs.
So many incomplete projects, roads with holes in them, people complaining about their cars, getting damaged. We need boots on the ground.
Johnson says these payroll changes were not discussed during budget talks, and he's unaware of any financial strains.
And at this point, I have no reason to believe that we're having money issues. I mean, and for the fact, if we were, he wouldn't be cutting positions out to give raises.
I reached out to Robinson's office for a comment. He did not respond. Johnson says this should not even be a discussion.
I don't believe we should, and it shouldn't even be talked about at this point. I mean, you have people complaining, and I'm not even going to call it a complaint. What they have is concerns. I mean, nobody wants a suspension on its cars torn up.
In Jefferson County, Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 News.
Tanya, thank you. A group of community activists are questioning the benefits of AI data centers set to crop up here in Arkansas. One set to be built near Wrightsville. That's a $6 billion facility from Avio Digital. Another one set for the port of Little Rock. Both sites are being traced back to Google. Democratic State Representative Denise Ennett represents the district that will contain both and is among a chorus of critics worried about potential noise and drains on the utility grid. We reported on a seminar she hosted over this weekend. It's one of the most popular stories on THV11.com. Go check it out. Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannan joining me now. Tom, a wild 24 hours, severe storms yesterday, freezing temperatures. Did we get to freezing this morning? It came close.
34 Little Rock was our temperature, but we're going to drop below that tomorrow morning. But the whole state, that's why we have the freeze warning, and in fact, really for the whole state. You wouldn't know that by looking outside. It's
nice.
It's disguised as a nice day, right? The wind was up. The wind is going to relax a little bit tonight. If that wind stops, then we're going to look at a fairly thick coating of frost across a good part of the state. So if winds can stay up northwest at about 10, there'll be less frost unless you're in a sheltered valley. But it is going to get cold tonight, and this is, if you're joining us now and you've missed me talking about it, you will want to get out there and cover up those tender blooms because temperatures are going to drop. Let's run you through some numbers. We're already at freezing in Mountain Home, Harrison, 32 both locations, Fayetteville 33, Little Rock 40. We only made it to 43 today. The winds have been up, and with these winds being up, the wind chill has been down. It feels like 30 right now in Little Rock with the wind chill. Feels like 22 in Harrison and Fayetteville. It even feels cold down in Camden. Feels like 39. There is your freeze warning for tonight, which has prompted the weather impact alert through tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, these could be your numbers getting ready for work and school. But we got a nice warm up all the way. I'll have those details in just a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you. But the weather, not the only thing potentially leaving spring break travelers with a headache. Long lines are building up at airports across the country, made worse by the partial government shutdown. It's left TSA workers without pay for more than a month, as Congress still has not agreed on a funding plan for the Department of Homeland Security. But how are things at our 2 airports here in Arkansas? We sent Bo Russell on a trip to XNA in northwest Arkansas. He finds things aren't too bad up there.
At some of the country's biggest airports, getting through TSA has become a frustration. In Atlanta, the world's busiest airport, long security lines have stretched through the terminal. But here at XNA, airport leaders say things have looked different.
We are blessed with our local TSA staff that we really don't experience a lot of shortages.
Olivia Tyler with XNA says that TSA agents here in Northwest Arkansas have continued to show up and work hard, despite not getting paid during the partial government shutdown. And she says she's seen this before.
This last time that we had a government shutdown, it was right there in the thick of the holidays. I've experienced a couple shutdowns where our essential workers are continuing to work. With our TSA locally, we are really blessed that they show up.
For one traveler flying in from Atlanta, the difference stood out immediately.
The TSA pre-check was wrapped all the way heading outside of Atlanta. The airport, and then wait times were about an hour and 58 minutes when we got in line.
A far cry, he says, from what he's seen at XNA.
No, when we got here, we were at our gate before, anyone could have left the airport. Like, it was crazy different between the two.
A traveler from Chicago has a similar story.
Oh, it took us forever.
But back here at XNA.
Oh, it's incredible. We stepped off the plane, we said, oh wow, this expanse when you walk right through the security is phenomenal.
And Olivia Tyler says that's because of the dedication of XNA's TSA workers.
They continue to work regardless. They continue to show up.
Something she says the community can help with.
I will say something that is so helpful is getting local community support. So local restaurant owners, if you'd like to donate to them, I know that is something that we've seen a lot of.
Bo Russell reporting for us there. Similar scenes at Clinton National since the shutdown began. Things changing a little bit, though, mainly because of other airports. Carriers canceled more than a dozen flights in and out of Little Rock today, with several others delayed. And those traveling on the roads also facing challenges. Gas prices entering the third week of steady increases. The average price of a gallon of gas now at $3.72 nationwide. That's the highest price for regular since October of 2023. No worries about traveling for the Razorbacks. They are going dancing after winning the SEC tournament for the first time in 26 years. They are a 4 seed in the NCAA tournament, but they've got to travel a little farther than I think we would have liked, right, Tyler?
That's right, or even more than Coach Cal would have liked. 2,018 miles separate Fayetteville, Arkansas, and Portland, Oregon. The Razorbacks about to travel every last one of those right after they had to go from Nashville back to Fayetteville since they won the SEC tournament yesterday. And upon hearing where his team was headed, aka Portland, Oregon, Coach Cal did have a bit of a reaction.
What do you think about your draw?
Are we in the country? Are we in the United States? It's one of the things I thought maybe they'd put us in another country. So
you're in Portland.
I thought Oklahoma City was a couple hours away. And are we playing Hawaii? In Hawaii? Where are we? I don't even know where we're playing.
We're playing in Portland.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I like Portland.
There you go, Coach saving at the end there. He likes Portland. That's where the Hogs are headed. They take on Hawaii Thursday afternoon at 3:30 Central Time. We'll be back a little later on in sports to break down the bracket for you.
All right, Tyler, thank you. Meanwhile, it's a given. Local restaurants say when the Hogs play, it's not just a game, it is a big business boost. Local sports bars say the momentum is already building around town. At Walk-On Sports Bistro here in Little Rock, manager Brett Lucas says the SEC tournament already has brought in record crowds.
We had a busy weekend this past weekend with the SEC basketball tournament going on. Record days for us here at Walk-Ons. Deanna is one of our servers. She's been here all weekend. It was a long weekend for everyone, but it was a good weekend with baseball winning, basketball winning, the track team won a national championship, so it was a good weekend. We're really getting geared up for Thursday afternoon.
And Fayetteville's got nothing on us. Lucas says Central Arkansas fans are bringing just as much energy as our neighbors up in Fayetteville.
After a very cold start tomorrow morning, lows in the 20s, 27 for Little Rock, and a freeze. Look what happens by Thursday, 80. And it gets warmer from there for the weekend. I'll have that forecast when we come back.